Yo, what's good everybody? It's Austin here, or Luna. So yesterday I told a story time that involved somebody that wasn't me doing something pretty stupid and how I witnessed it. Well, today's story time involves something that I did that was pretty stupid. It's time to go back to what we know on this channel, and that's me being an idiot. So I hope you guys enjoy the story time. I'm certainly excited to tell it. If you enjoy this, leave a like on the video, and let's jump into it. So today's story time all starts off back in 8th grade. Yeah, 8th grade, middle school, the year before I entered high school. Now look, I actually really liked middle school, I can't lie. It just felt like high school, but with a little less pressure, in my opinion. Not saying that there's a ton of pressure in high school. I mean, there is pressure, but, I feel like in my situation, my middle school was way more relaxed compared to my high school was. Because the school that I went to had them both in one building, so the middle and high school were just a little bit different. But yeah, I liked middle school, but I'm not gonna lie. In middle school, I was pretty much just as big of a shithead as I was in high school. I definitely got in trouble quite a bit, definitely wasn't always doing the right thing, and yeah, today's story time's kind of about that. So today's story time all starts off like any normal day back then. I got up out of bed, got ready for school, I had some cereal, I was up early enough to eat breakfast. Sometimes I would just get up and go straight to school and try and eat breakfast there because I never had time to eat at home, but on this day I had time to eat at home, so I did. And yeah, I just got ready for the day, ate my breakfast, went to school, and most of the school day was pretty normal. I'd say about 70% of the school day was like any other school day. I went to school, got through my classes, got through lunchtime. It was actually in one of my last classes of the day where this all starts off. I think it was my third to last class, so I only had like 2 or 3 hours left of school. And I was in class, specifically it was study hall. I had study hall on this day. And that class really wasn't much of a class. All you had to do was just do homework or do like assignments you had to catch up on. It was really just a simple kind of like chill period to either just relax or get old work done. And I should have been doing homework because I had a shit ton of homework that day. I remember having a bunch, but I chose not to. I chose to just sit in the back of the room on my phone and listen to music because the teacher that we had didn't really care if you did that or not. So I was just listening to a bunch of music for most of the period. Now, there was about 20 minutes left of study hall at this point. My class was about to be over, and I had to go to the bathroom. I had to pee. So I raised my hand, and I asked my study hall teacher. I was like, can I go to the bathroom? And she was like, sure. So I went up front, I grabbed this little pass that she had, like a bathroom pass thing, and I went to the bathroom. Now, upon arriving to the bathroom, I see 3 of my friends in there, all just skipping class. 3 of my buddies were all skipping their class, just hanging out in the bathroom, doing nothing, just talking, right? Now I end up talking to them for like 10, 15 minutes, and class is almost over at this point, study hall, so I have to get the bathroom pass back to my class and like get my stuff. So I'm like, all right guys, I gotta go, like class is about to end, I gotta get back there quick. And my one buddy, we'll just call him Jake. Jake's like, dude, why don't you skip next period with us? We're gonna skip our next class too, like you should join us. And at first I think about it and I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not, like I probably shouldn't, the day's almost over, like I should just get through it. But then I had that evil part of my brain, that devil on my shoulder that was like, just skip the class. They won't even know you're gone, it'll be fine. So yeah, me being an idiot, I'm like, I'll skip with you guys, why not? So that's what I did. I went back to my study hall, gave back the bathroom pass, grabbed my backpack, the bell rings, I go out in the hallway, I find my friends, the ones I'm about to skip with, and we go to some different bathroom, and we all just hang out in there while the next class starts. Now, we ended up hanging in the bathroom, just kind of like chilling, talking for like 15, 20 minutes into our next class that we were skipping, and we decided pretty quickly that that's pretty boring. They pretty much just spent a whole hour in the bathroom previously, and they didn't want to do it again, and I didn't want to be in there for an hour. So we ended up deciding, like, let's just go walk the hallways for a little bit, and then like go to the cafeteria or something like that, right? So that's what we did. We started walking the hallways aimlessly while class is in session, and usually on the bottom floor of our school, there wasn't any security roaming around. The security mainly stayed on the top floor, so we just completely ignored going upstairs and we just stayed on that bottom level, and we just roamed the hallways for like 10, 15 minutes, and then we ended up going into our school gym. Just wanted to like see if anybody was in there, and nobody was, so that was cool. I think they had gym outside that day or something. So we go into the gym, and we just start like playing basketball. So there was nothing else to do. We found this old basketball in the closet, and we start throwing it around, going for shots, just like practicing our throws, not doing a whole lot, right? Just chilling. And about like 10 minutes later, the gym doors open up, and I see none other than one of our school security guards. And this guy was new. He'd only been there for a couple of weeks, so I didn't really know what this guy was going to be like, because the other school security guards, like, they were a little strict, but they weren't, like, super strict, you know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't, like, scream at you or, like, chase you down. They'd just be like, hey, get to class, or hey, go to the main office, like, you can't be doing that. But this guy, this new security guard, nothing could prepare me for what I was about to be faced with. So this guy walks in through the front doors of the gym, and he doesn't say, like, hey, guys, come with me, or, like, hey, go to the main office. This guy screams at the top of his lungs, what the hell are you guys doing in here? And me and all my friends kind of look at each other like, yo, what the fuck? This guy's mad as hell. And he goes, get over here right now. Now, I'm not going to lie. I did not want to get over there right now. I didn't want to get in near this guy. He seemed irrationally angry. And all my friends had the same thought process. They were like, yo, like, fuck this. Like, let's leave. So we start walking the other direction. We start walking towards one of the gym exit doors that goes into one of the locker rooms. And the security guard screams again, don't walk away from me or I'm going to chase you. And we think to ourselves, like, he's not going to fucking chase us. Like, me and my friends kind of looked at each other like, yeah, okay. And next thing I know, I hear footsteps behind us that are very fast. And they're coming closer. And we all turn around at the same time. And we see this guy just hauling ass full speed at us. So we take off running as well, right? Because we're not trying to get caught by this dude. So we start running. And we all end up, like, unintentionally splitting up. Like, I end up splitting off from my friends. My friends all go different directions. I went on top of the bleachers. And I thought that'd be a good idea because I could run on top of them. And by the time the security guard got to the top to chase me, I could just jump off and then run out the front doors and be good. And my plan was actually starting to work. The security guard targeted me, and he started running up the bleachers to the top. And I went to jump off the top to the gym floor. And I didn't realize it, but I didn't jump high enough. And I hit my toe and the top of my foot on one of, like, the bleachers, like, handrails. And I went face first over the side of the bleachers, which is a pretty high drop, keep in mind. This was not like a small fall. Like, it was probably like 10 feet or higher. Like, it was definitely enough to be like, if you fell the wrong way, you could break something, right? So when I tripped over the railing and I was falling from the top of these bleachers, my body was doing like a front flip motion. And the whole time I was flipping in the air, falling, I just thought to myself, please land on my feet, please land on my feet, please land on my legs at least, like, don't land on my head, don't land on my face, like, don't give me a concussion. And guess what? I landed on my feet, but I did not stick the landing. My ankle rolled so far because of the angle that I landed at, and I swear, like, to this day, I heard a snapping sound. I swear I heard a snapping sound, and it hurt like a bitch, and I fell right onto the ground after that. And at that point, I was fucked. I was caught. I couldn't get back up quick enough. The security guard was right there over top of me. And he goes, get your butt up. We're going to the main office. And I was like, dude, really? Like, I just fell. Like, and I think I broke something. Let me just chill for a sec before I try and walk. And he goes, I don't believe you. And I got so mad. I was like, what the fuck do you mean you don't believe me? Like, call the nurse or some shit. I'm not lying. And this guy gets on his walkie-talkie. And he goes, we got a student who's apparently injured. If you could send the nurse to the gym. And I was like, apparently, like, bro, you saw me flip through the air and land on my ankle and then fall. Like, come on. Whatever, though. Eventually, the nurse got there. She, like, checked me out. And she, like, you know, was having me, like, see if I could walk on my ankle and shit. And I actually could. I was able to walk on it. It hurt a little bit. But it didn't feel as bad as it sounded when I landed on it, right? Now, the nurse ends up asking me, like, do I need to go to the hospital? Do I need to, like, go to the doctor? Do I think I'm going to be okay? And I tell her, you know what? I think I'm fine to finish out the day. And she goes, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And she goes, okay, well, if you change your mind, just come back to the nurse's office. I'll be there till the end of the day, and I'll call someone. I'm like, okay, thank you. And she goes back to her office, and now it's just me and the security guard in the gym. And he proceeds to start escorting me to the main office where my principal is. And he sits me down in the principal's office, and my principal comes in. And she's like, Austin, what's going on? And I was like, nothing. And she goes, yeah, I heard you took quite a fall in the gymnasium. Are you good? And I was like, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm okay. And she goes, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. And she goes, you want some ice or something for your ankle? I'm like, no, I'm fine. And she goes, all right, well, you were skipping class. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to punish you and all your buddies because you can't be doing that. And I was like, yeah, do you got them too? She goes, no, we haven't caught them yet, but we will. So that means my friends were still just roaming around the school running from the security, which is kind of hilarious. But my principal actually ended up going pretty easy on me for the punishment. I thought she was going to give me like a day of in-school suspension or like give me a bunch of detention after school for like a week or something. She only gave me 1 day of lunch detention. So the next day I just had to go eat lunch in her office, which kind of sucked. I'm not going to lie. Like, lunch detention was pretty ass, but at least I didn't have to stay after school for like an hour or like, be in the in-school suspension room all day or something. Now after she told me that I was going to have lunch detention with her the next day, like that sucked and all. But then she called my mom after that, right? And that sucked even harder because my mom obviously wasn't my school, so that means I'd get a punishment at home too. So later that day when I got home, I had to get all my shit taken away, like my Xbox, my PC and stuff, and I couldn't do anything for like a week. I got grounded for a week, so that kind of sucked. But the story time doesn't end there. Later that night when I got home from school, like after that whole crazy day was over and I was grounded and I was just sitting in my room with nothing to do, my ankle started hurting way more than usual. Like it hurt when I fell on it, and I swore I heard that like snapping sound, but then it felt fine for a while. So like I swore I was good, but later that night it started to hurt way more out of nowhere. And at this point, all of the urgent cares and shit, like in my city, were closing. So I had two choices, just like hurt through the night or go to the hospital. And I fucking hate going to the hospital. So I tried to like stick it out and just like not worry about it. But it just kept hurting more and more as the night went on. And it got to the point where I couldn't even sleep. So my mom was like, all right, you're going to the hospital. Let's go. So she took me to the fucking ER, dude. I had to go to the emergency room and they had to do x-rays and shit. And guess what? My fucking ankle was fine. My foot, my ankle, like that whole area that I fell on and I thought I broke and I heard that snapping noise. There was nothing broken, nothing fractured, everything was fine. So yeah, I don't know what that snapping noise was, but according to the hospital, I didn't break anything or fracture anything or whatever. Like I was good. I just had like an advanced sprain or something. Like it was not that serious. So the next day I ended up actually seeing my doctor about it again because they wanted me to like follow up with my primary care or whatever. And they gave me some crutches to like keep weight off it while it heals. And yeah, within like 2 or 3 days, it was fine. It was completely fine. So yeah, I had to go to the hospital for pretty much no reason, but I guess I'm glad I did because if it was broken, I, would probably want to know. But yeah, man, that's the story of how I got caught skipping class and chased by my school's crazy security guard. And I thought I broke my ankle and ended up in the hospital. It was just a whole ordeal of things. But yeah, man, the security guard, he really took his job real seriously. I'm not even sure if he was allowed to be chasing students like that. I know some places have like a no chase policy. I mean, maybe that's just like retail stores or something for security, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Either way, I thought I broke my fucking ankle. I forgot to mention, my friends also got caught later on that day. They got caught like next period, and they also got a day of lunch detention in the principal's office, which is kind of funny because that means I got to eat with them. We couldn't talk or anything. It was dead silent in there, but we still got to eat together, which was kind of cool. But yeah, guys, that's the story of all of that. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys all later. Peace.
I be fully loaded, I be whipping foreign cars. Always stay devoted, mama knew I'd be a star.